Hey, just about to have an amazing meeting with potential property investors. And I thought maybe before that meeting starts, let me just maybe run through a very, very important subject, which is the subject of people losing money. So on this video, I just want to talk about the 7 things that I learned from losing 150,000 in 7 days. So I basically, when I first started in investing, I remember 2015, I got my property coach, and I basically made 127,000 for my first property deal. That was 2015. And then shortly after that, I was doing more deals. But the next year, which was 2016, I met this Forex trader who told me that, I was 25 at the time, and he told me that he can change or change my money from 150 to all the way to 100% profit in a month. And I was vulnerable, I was gullible, and I basically trusted him to do that, and I lost that 150,000 without learning anything, because I basically put 150,000 into a loan or into the trading platform, and he basically lost that 150,000 in 7 days. So in this video, I just want to outline some of the things that I learned from that experience, because I know there's a lot of people out there that got scammed, that thought that they were going to get some help from someone and they lost money. And I just want to outline 7 things that I've learned from that painful experience. I don't want to wish it on anybody else, but there's actually good things that I learned from there, and I hope you will enjoy this video. So number 1 lesson that I learned is never invest in something that you don't understand. So if you don't understand the investment, make sure that you first learn how to basically invest properly before you invest in whatever that you want to invest in. So if you want to be an investor in property, don't invest in property without knowing how to invest in property. If you want to buy cars, if you want to buy anything that you want to invest in, never put your money into an investment that you don't understand, because when you lose money, you're not going to learn anything, So that was a very, very painful experience, but it taught me one thing. Even now, when someone says put 10,000, 20,000, 50,000, 100,000 into my project, if I don't understand that project, and I don't understand anything about what they are basically bringing in as a potential investment for me, I do not invest in it. So that was number 1, the number 1 thing that I learned from that painful experience. Never ever invest in something that you don't understand, because if you lose money from it, and you won't know why you lost the money in the first place, and you will not going to learn anything. Imagine losing 150,000 from something and you're not learning anything. That's a very, very painful thing to go through. And number 2 lesson that I learned from that experience is not everything can be monetized. Not everything can be monetized. Not every skill can be monetized. It's always often said that invest in your passion. Do something that you're passionate about, and then whatever you're passionate about is going to make you money. That's the furthest thing from the truth, because some skills or some things that you love right now, that you love doing right now, will not make you money. So I wanted to have free time and just sit at home and do nothing. So I just gave this person money, handle this money, and do it for me. But I learned from that time that, that cannot be monetized. You sitting down and just hoping that people will make money for you, it cannot be monetized. You have to be out there and basically doing the work yourself. And the third thing that I learned from that experience is that when you rush, you are most vulnerable. When you rush for success, you are most vulnerable to failure, to scam, to a lot of things, that can happen, that can go wrong. So when you rushing for success. If you've been making 5,000 every month for the last 10 years, and now all of a sudden you meet someone and you want to make 5,000 in a day, that's where you're most gullible, that's where you're most vulnerable. So make sure that you're not rushing for success. You will be successful if you work towards it, but do not rush to make that 100 million in the next 10 days when you haven't been making money all along for the last 15 years, So take the process as it comes and learn and discover some of the secrets maybe that you still have to discover from whatever industry that you want to get into. But do not rush to become successful, because that rushing to become successful is what's going to make you the most vulnerable, And the fourth thing that I learned from that experience was in ethics. Not everyone that is successful is ethical. There's some other people that are successful out there that are not ethical. So be aware of the fact that not everyone that's successful is ethical. Not everyone that has a lot of money is ethical. Not everyone that is successful is out there to help you. Some people are just out there for their own gain, for their own profit, and that's fine. And I'm not saying that they shouldn't be like that. Obviously, that's their own decision to be like that. But I learned from that painful experience that not everyone that you meet is ethical, and not everyone is out there to help you. So make sure that you do your own research before investing into something or someone just because they are successful, and then number 5 thing that I learned is that it's very painful to basically pay for a loan that you have not learned anything from. I did my first deal. And I made a lot of money, 127 from the first deal that I did in property. And then after that, I spent most of that money into coaching, most of that money into investing back into myself. And then I took a loan to basically get this 150,000 to invest in Forex, and I lost that money. And the most painful thing is to pay for a loan that you have not learned anything from it, and you don't know what went wrong, you don't know what went right, you don't know how to fix it. That's the most painful thing. That's the most painful experience. So make sure that before you invest in something, know what's happening in the investment. And even if you lose money, you know how to fix whatever problem that you got into. Unfortunately, I managed to use the same, like when I lost that money, the thing that pushed me a lot was fixing it. The thing that pushed me a lot was which is basically number 0.6. Use your failures as something that pushes you to go forward. I wanted to pay for that bond or that loan the quickest time ever, so that's what made me to toughen up in property. That's what made me make a lot of deals, because I just wanted to close that. So debt can be a motivator. Debt can be something that basically motivates you, but it's not supposed to keep you from basically acting. So if you have debt right now, number 6 point is use that debt to basically motivate you to get more successful. Because, at the time when I lost that money, I thought it was a lot of money. And then now I realized that you make 2 deals and you make that amount of money. Sometimes you make 1 deal, you make that amount of money. Sometimes it takes 3 deals. But if you stuck on the painful experience, then you're not going to learn how to basically overcome it. And the faster you overcome that experience, the faster it is for you to keep on doing the same profits without pain that you experienced the first time. Number 7 lesson that I learned was that there's other people that are struggling also. Just because I spoke about this to a couple of our students, and I told them this story that I'm telling you now about losing the money. And I realized that, hey, in more cases than not, we are basically the same. I made that investment mistake myself, and it really crippled me at the time. But I overcame it in one way. So if I tell someone else how I overcame it through property, through flipping, then someone else is more likely to know that there is a solution out there. So I learned that there's other people that are struggling. Had I not gone through that experience, I wouldn't have known the pain of losing money, the pain of being scammed and not knowing how to basically fix that problem, So property helped me to basically overcome that problem, and it was much easier for me to basically learn and grow from that experience. Because a lot of people that will become rich, a lot of people that will become successful, the first thing that they struggle with when they get wealth is this shiny object syndrome, that you see these shiny things. You see a forex trader, you want to go there. You see someone succeeding in Bitcoin, you want to go there. You see someone succeeding in Triple M, you want to go there. The shiny syndrome is gonna cripple you, So make sure that you basically learn one thing at a time. Master that one thing and then go to the next one. Master that one thing and then go to the next one. And don't overexpose yourself to debt for something that you basically do not understand. Make sure that you understand it first before you invest into any project, So those are 7 things that I basically learned from that painful experience of losing that money. And I hope you never go through the very same experience, because you basically know some of the things that I went through and you know the solutions. And I hope you enjoy this video. But let me just prepare for this meeting. I'll see you on the next video. But I hope you love it. If you love it, please click on the like button, share it with someone that can benefit from this message. Text someone that can benefit from this message. But otherwise, I'll see you on the next video. Cheers.